by som dal slovo nášmu poslednému zahraničnému hostovi, ktorý ukončí tento blok rečníkov. Je to rodák z Mníchova, pán Markus Ingenlath, jeden z vedúcich predstaviteľov katolíckej nadácie Renovabis, ktorá už 30 ročia podporuje rozvoj a obnovu cirkevných, sociálnych a komunitných projektov v krajinách strednej a východnej Európy. V Renovabis zastrešuje strategické smerovanie a koordináciu programov, ktoré sa týkajú sociálnej integrácie a rozvíja iniciatívy, ktoré pomáhajú tam, kde chudoba oslabila komunikačné a komunitné väzby. Ďakujem, že ste merali cestu na Slovensko. Herzlich willkommen, nech sa páči.
Yeah, thank you very much for this introduction. Your Excellencies, Reverend Fathers, dear ladies and gentlemen, it's both a privilege and a sincere pleasure to join you on this occasion as we gather in these December days leading up to the World Human Rights Day. Allow me first to thank our hosts for their warm welcome and the thoughtful preparation of this conference. It seems touches on one of the great moral questions of our time, how societies and the church within them respond to poverty not merely as an economic condition, but as a challenge of human dignity itself. Our common reflection began with a Holy Mass last night in a place that perfectly captures this theme, the newly renovated St. Vincent de Paul shelter. For me, as the executive director of Renovabis, this moment carries deep meaning. Renovabis was founded more than 30 years ago in the aftermath of the epochal changes that reshaped Europe. The fall of the Iron Curtain brought new freedoms, but also immense uncertainty across Central and Eastern Europe. Societies emerging from decades of suppression faced unemployment, depopulation, moral exhaustion, and the slow, fragile rebuilding of trust. In those years, German lay people and the bishops together recognized that the political unification of Europe would remain incomplete without a renewal of hearts. Economic reconstruction alone could not heal the spiritual and social wounds left by totalitarianism. Thus, in 1993, Renovabis was founded, the youngest of the German Catholic Church relief organization, and explicitly dedicated to countries of Central Eastern Europe. And the name comes from Psalm 104. If you send forth your spirit, they are created, and you will renew the face of the world. From the beginning, this renewal was meant in a universal sense, not merely rebuilding churches and institutions. That was also very important from the beginning, but strengthening people, restoring communities, and reviving confidence in a shared European future. Renovabis has sought to wave a fabric of solidarity between East and West, and a network of trust that makes unity tangible in daily life. And I want to show this in three folded now to you, three chapters. One, what does it mean, diaconia in a secular age? Second, fostering pastoral networking and cooperation. And third, practical examples. First, the diaconia in a secular age. As you know, Catholic Church mission is traditionally summarized in the three inseparable pillars: martyria, the proclamation of the gospel and witness of faith; liturgia, worship and the celebration of the sacraments; and diaconia, service to neighbor and charity. All three must be present for the church to be whole. Yet the importance of diaconia, our social component, cannot be overstated, particularly here in these contexts and countering the influence of secularization. In many modern and secularist societies worldwide, where institutional religious practice may face challenges, or where the church's role is questioned, the church's practical commitment to the poor, the vulnerable, and the marginalized is often the most tangible and credible expression of the gospel. When we, as Christians, act to relieve suffering, when we provide shelter, when we fight for justice, we make the love of Christ visible and unavoidable. This commitment to service, diaconia, is how the church maintains its relevance and its moral voice in the public square. Our support of the work in the social sphere is therefore not just an act of charity, it is a practical affirmation of Catholic social teaching, that human dignity is inherent and untouchable, given to every person through their humanity. Poverty, when viewed through the lens of human rights, is not simply a metric of low income, but a fundamental denial of this God-given dignity, a deprivation of capabilities, choice, and security. This understanding mandates a specific kind of diaconia. It demands that we move beyond simple short-term emergency aid towards structural transformation and empowerment. We at Renovabis have a simple mandate, core mandate, that means help for self-help. And this represents this crucial pivot. In Slovakia since 1993, this has been of utmost importance. The social development has been one of our strongest priorities. We have channeled over 11 million euro into more than 300 social projects, representing nearly 30% of all Renovabis funding in the country. Only pastoral projects amounting to 15 million have received more. Together they demonstrate that social and pastoral renewal belong inseparably to our mission. Our goal is to provide individuals and communities with the capacity and power to secure their own sufficient existence and claim their rights, ensuring that our diaconia fosters self-determination and lasting justice. We come to the second point, fostering pastoral networking and cooperation. Structural transformation requires not isolation, but deep, trusting cooperation. The foundation of Renovabis' work is a partner principle. We act in solidarity with the people, not for the people. This is an essential model of pastoral networking. The challenge of poverty and human rights is far too immense and fragmented response. It calls for a church that learns and acts together across dioceses and national borders, across different pastoral and professional contexts. The church credibility in the social field depends on our ability to cooperate, to share experiences and methods. In this regard, the long-standing cooperation between Renovabis and the Slovak Bishop Conference, KBS, serves a meaningful example. And I thank you very much for this cooperation. Over many years, the partnership has ensured that social and pastoral projects correspond to the priorities of the local church, most directly in the field of Roma pastoral work, and more broadly through the close coordination with diocesan caritas structures. This cooperation demonstrates that shared responsibility and clear coordination between church partners. We are convinced that this cooperation could and should continue to grow through stronger coordination between diocese and Caritas organizations, through the exchange of pastoral expertise with partners in their neighboring countries, and through shared European reflection on social and ethical questions. Pastoral networking of this kind creates genuine and added value. It strengthens local capacity, reduces duplications, enables new ideas, and builds a visible testimony of ecclesial unity in service. But, and allow me to address this also in this context, the church partners here in Slovakia and also Renovabis will need also state support to take responsibility for a sustainable development of these projects. A tangible example is the project line focused on the development of parish charities throughout Slovakia, which has received almost 500,000 euros since 2019. It focuses not on buildings, but on professionalization, training, and long-term capacity building. Local Caritas workers and volunteers offer specialized assistance for the homeless, single mothers, and elderly people. By building such competence within the parish themselves, the church becomes present in the everyday realities of people's life. Parishes are very close to the people, like the communal services in politics. Our appeal today is therefore simple. Let us strengthen these networks of cooperation among parishes, dioceses, episcopal conferences, Catholic organizations, and local communities, I would add, so that the Church social mission in Central and Eastern Europe may continue to grow in unity and effectiveness. We need also the help of the state, because Renovabis and the German Catholics cannot and will not stay forever at this level. This is very clear. Third mission, our goal, full of dignity, strengthening people in Eastern Europe. Our mission in Slovakia, our diaconia and our cooperation is fully encapsulated by the Renovabis annual theme for this year, full of dignity, strengthening people in Eastern Europe. To live full of dignity means more than mere survival. Securing mere existence through a roof of clothing is not enough. Dignity also means recognizing the other person and enabling them to lead a self-determined life. This conviction unites our faith in the image of God with every person, with the human rights principle of capability and participation. And so the 2025 Renovabis Pentecost campaign brought this conviction vividly to life. It placed the spotlight on three groups whose dignity is gravely threatened in today's Europe. The Roma communities were also already mentioned, the victims of ongoing war in Ukraine, also mentioned, and women exploited through human trafficking and forced prostitution. First, Renovabis continues its long-term solidarity with Roma communities in Slovakia and neighboring countries. We affirm the ongoing efforts and supporting projects that genuinely all help Roma communities to move forward to very some and better conditions, to positive work habits, to responsible family life, and to a respectful coexistence with local residents. For many years, we have supported a broad range of projects. Since 2015, we have complemented this long-standing engagement through programmatic cooperation with the Slovak Bishops' Conference, focusing on sustained church presence in segregated settlements, personal development, lay leadership, and pastoral accompaniment. The church is the most effective actor in working with Roma communities. We are convinced because they can transform the heart, and this is the greatest good. Such engagement is not a temporary measure, but a sustained, intergenerational effort to restore equal dignity, social participation. Secondly, our solidarity extends to those whose lives have been shattered by war in Ukraine. Through partners in border regions and dioceses, Renovabis has provided emergency assistance, psychosocial support and pastoral accompaniment for refugees and internally displaced persons. These efforts remind us that the defense of human rights and dignity begins wherever compassion refuses to yield to the logic of violence. And third, we support initiatives that protect and rehabilitate women who have fallen victim to human trafficking and sexual exploitation. This hidden modern slavery continues to destroy lives across Central and Eastern Europe. Church-based shelters and counseling centers, many of them supported by Renovabis, offer not only safety but a new beginning, restoring to these women the dignity that has been stolen from them. These examples show that human dignity should not only be proclaimed but protected, strengthened and restored through concrete actions. Full of dignity means building conditions in which every person can stand upright again, in body, mind and spirit, and participate fully in the life of their community. Come to the conclusion. In closing, let us embrace the unifying goal of integral human development, the holistic renewal of the whole person, body and soul. Our solidarity must restore not just immediate needs, but the full capability, choice and power necessary for every person in Central and Eastern Europe to claim their God-given dignity. As we enter the next session of this conference, and especially as we look forward to the celebration of World Human Rights Day tomorrow, let us work together to make the face of the earth, particularly here in Slovakia, truly full of dignity. Thank you very much.
Ďakujeme veľmi pekne, thank you very much.